This morning we're working an Aulonocara species, Aulonocara nyassae. Note that I pronounce the AE on the end of that word as long I, because it's a Latin ending. Basically, it means Aulonocara of nyassae, and it becomes nyassa when we put the Latin ending on it. Okay, we only had 21 youngsters that we put in the breeding colony. We only got 9 back out, 7 females and these 2 males. Both of them are fairly nice, typical nyassae. That's a female. Here are the other 6 adult females came out of the breeding colony, and then we had some BRUs, breeders. BRU stands for breeders unsexed, and these are 10 that I'm pretty sure are females. There are a couple of smaller ones might end up being males. People have asked why I don't probe them to see whether they're male or female. Can you imagine with the number of fish we have probing them? Also, that's one more thing that you stress the fish with, and we stress them enough. The reason we lost lost most of these breeders when we set them up was, one, they were young. Secondly, they were stressed from the winter cold, from the winter storm, and then the aftermath of the storm when we had a couple tons of dead fish in the system and ammonia spiked before our plant filters could catch up with it. So I'm not surprised that we lost those fish. They were already stressed when we set them up. But we got a fair number of little fish out. Susie, how many?
81.
81 youngsters, plus these 3. And I took a look at them. They have the barring, the number of vertical bars that they should have for being nyassae. So I think they may be leucistic. They're the same size as some of the others. So I'm thinking that that's a recessive gene that's in this population, and at least one of the males and one of the females have it. So I'm going to grow them up and assess whether they're leucistic. Leucistic means yellow. Non-albino. They have black eyes, so they're not an albino.
If they're in the surviving breeders, we should get more next time, right?
I'm sorry, what?
We should get more next time.
Yeah, well, possibly. It depends. If it's only one female and one male carrying the recessive allele for leucism, if that female mates with the other male and he's not carrying it, then we won't get any. But we possibly can. But we'll grow these up, and then I can do some. With 3 of them, we have fair odds of getting a pair. If we don't get a pair, I can always mate them to a regular, get heterozygotes, and mate back to get homozygous leucistic. Anyway, it's worth watching them and seeing what they're doing. But they definitely, this Aulonocara species, nyassae, has a lot more vertical bars than most Aulonocaras, and it also keeps those bars. This isn't really their fright pattern. That is their normal barring pattern. And these 3 little yellow ones have those bars. They're faint because they're not black. The only black they have in them is in their eyes, and that's typical of leucistic fish. They don't have black on the fins or body, but they do have black in the eyes, which makes them different from albinos.
What's different from albinos?
They're different from albinos in that they have black eyes. Albinos would have pink eyes because they would have no melanin in the eye. The leucistic fish can produce melanin. They just don't produce it any place but in the eyes. Melanin is the black pigment. Okay, so we're going to have a breeding colony of these 2 males and 17 females. At least I hope it's 17 females. Like I said, we may end up with a male or 2 out of those 10 youngsters. We'll grow these 80 some odd fish up and select females to add to the breeding colony next breeding cycle. They should 3 to 4 months, they should be just about sexable. And I'll add putative females to the breeding colony, try to get it up to around 30 or 40 females. Uh, I don't remember if I said this fish is apparently extinct in the wild. At least that's what I've read. So we definitely want to keep it going. Anyway, good fish keeping.